Welcome back to another episode of English Cooking, where I teach you English through cooking. Today, we are going to cook the most confusing word in the English language. Can you guess which word it is? What's the most confusing word in English? I'm going to tell you. All right? The most confusing word is the word biscuits. Biscuits. What is a biscuit? If you are from England or India or some other countries, in fact, most other countries in the world, if you're from a country, which country are you watching from? Let me know down in the comments. If you are from most of the world and you invite me over to your house for a cup of tea, you might serve me some biscuits, right? I love biscuits. You might serve me something like this. Look at these nice biscuits. You might say, Mark, would you? I ate some already, guys. That one's already eaten. But, if you look at something like these, right? You might say, Mark, have some biscuits with your tea. And I would say, thank you so much. The problem is that in North American English, these aren't biscuits. These are cookies. Okay? These are called cookies. Also, cracker. Do you know what a cracker? A few episodes ago in my cooking series, I made an episode about crackers. Crackers are salty, right? So we're not talking about crackers in this video, and we're not talking about cookies in this video. Cookies are sweet. Crackers are salty. You might eat crackers and cheese. Remember, a few episodes ago, I taught you guys how to make crackers and cheese. And we made crackers from scratch. Remember that? What does it mean to make something from scratch? It means to take the ingredients, all the raw ingredients. Like to make crackers, you need flour, you need oil, you need salt, and some sesame seeds maybe, and you kind of make a dough, right? You roll it out really flat. Anyway, if you want to learn how to make crackers, you can go watch that video. I'll put it up here somewhere at the end of this video. But crackers are different. We're not talking about crackers. Cookies are something sweet. You could buy cookies from a store like these. These are store-bought cookies. Or you could make cookies at home. Like maybe chocolate chip cookies, or what's your favorite kind of cookie? I love all kinds of cookies, guys. These are actually called butter cookies. These ones, like you can see there, right? Danish traditional butter cookies. Those ones are butter cookies. There are all kinds of cookies. I like all of them. What's your favorite kind? Let me know down in the comments what your favorite kind of cookies are. Would you rather have homemade cookies or store-bought cookies? So, if these aren't biscuits, then what is a biscuit? That's what we're talking about in this video. What is a biscuit in North America? In North American English, Canadian and American, what are biscuits? Guys, these are biscuits. I am a bit too lazy today to make biscuits from scratch. So we're not going to make it from scratch. Getting all the raw ingredients and taking the time. I'm too lazy today for that. So I bought some basically pre-made biscuits. You just put these are actually ready to go, ready to pop into the oven. So I have my pan here. So let's just get started. Why are we wasting any more time? If you want to learn about making biscuits, then smash that like button and let's get going. So you can see here the instructions, right? It says preheat the oven to 400 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. 400 Fahrenheit is 200. 400 Fahrenheit is 200 Celsius. Here in Canada and the US, all the ovens and all the recipes they use Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's what it says, 400 Fahrenheit. So I did that. It's already, my oven is finished preheating. So, you can buy these kinds of things in any grocery store here in Canada. Okay, like you can buy biscuits like this, or I don't know, croissants or different kinds of baked goods. You can pop them in your oven. So what is this? Have you ever bought one of these before? They're only like I don't know, $4 or $5 at a grocery store. So what you do, okay, is you just peel. Basically, you just peel. Where is it? Somewhere. You just kind of start peeling the edge. If I can get it. You peel the edge, right? Go like this. Peel off the outer wrapping, and then you just press. Whoa! It's like, I didn't even have to press it. It just exploded. Okay, so be careful. I was planning to press it a little bit to make it explode, but it just exploded on me already. So the only instruction is to preheat the oven for these ones, for biscuits, right? Preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then look at here. Here are the biscuits. We're just going to put the biscuits on the baking sheet, and we're going to bake them, guys. That's it. So look at that. Look at that, okay? So kind of stuck in here. So it says there are 10 biscuits, right? So look at that, okay? So there's a biscuit. So we're just going to put it on the tray. Done. Isn't that easy, guys? Look at that. Done. We're done. This is great. It's kind of like cheating, right? You know, sometimes, do you ever get lazy where you just kind of want to cheat and buy some of this kind of stuff? So I should just show you what it says here on the, let's just throw them in the oven for 10, it's about, what does it say, 10 minutes? Can't remember, where did the instructions go? Oh yeah, there. Bake for 8 to 11 minutes. 8 to 11. So I don't know, let's set the timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to just pop them into my oven. Let's set a timer for 10 minutes, all right? Come on. 10 minutes. I don't. We'll see how they turn out. But look at that. Okay, it says country biscuits. Why is the word country there? Country. The word country sometimes kind of has this meaning of old-fashioned, okay, old style, kind of country, you know. It's an adjective in this sense. It's not a noun. Like, which country are you from? You might say, I'm from Ukraine, or I'm from, I'm from Mozambique, or something like that, right? So, usually the word country is a noun. But in this case, it's an adjective. Like, for example, country music. Do you know what country music is? I often ask people from other countries what if they know what country music is. And most people don't know what I'm talking about. Country music? Which country? No, we're not talking about countries. This is an adjective, okay? Country music is a particular kind of music. Just go on YouTube and search for country music playlist and just listen for, I don't know, listen to a few songs or watch a few country videos, okay? And you will see what country music is. It has a very specific kind of sound to it, right? Well, biscuits, again, see, with country biscuits, we're talking about kind of this idea of old-fashioned, just like with country music. Okay, country music is an old style of music. It's not like rap. Okay, rap is a very modern kind of music, right? Country music is very old, guys. And so with country biscuits, kind of have this we get this feeling that it's, you know, it's what they eat maybe in an old, like in a town, a small town in the US or Canada, where people are going to make biscuits in their own house, or a small restaurant or a bakery or a kitchen or something like that, right? So, yeah, that's what country means here. So these are biscuits, okay? Now, biscuits are dry. You'll see when they come out of the oven, they're going to be dry and flaky, you know, kind of crumbly, kind of flaky. And now, why would you eat a biscuit? Which situation would you be in to eat a biscuit? That's a great question. So biscuits can be part of your main meal, like your main course. If you're eating some meat and some vegetables, and you might have biscuits and gravy. Okay, so you can just search online for biscuits and gravy, and you're gonna see, you know, it's a kind of food that people eat. It's a combination, like biscuits and gravy. It's a food that you could eat just even by itself. You don't even need anything else. You could just eat biscuits and gravy if you want. Or you could eat biscuits with butter and jam, which is what we're going to do, or honey, or anything. So biscuits are actually a very versatile kind of food. Versatile means you can, you know, many different uses. You know, so if something has many uses, it's versatile, right? Like if you have, let's say you have a pair of black shoes, right? Your black shoes are versatile. You can wear black shoes with anything you want, right? You can match it with any color of clothing. But if you have some pink shoes, well, your pink shoes aren't as versatile as your black shoes, because your pink shoes, they don't really match with a lot of your clothing. But your black shoes are more versatile because they match with all your clothing, right? So in the same way, biscuits are a very versatile kind of food. You could eat them almost like a dessert, okay? They're dry. So you could put butter and jam, or you could even put peanut butter and honey. You could eat them with soup. Okay, you know, soup is nice and watery, right? You could dip your biscuit into soup to kind of, I don't know, moisten it up a bit. You could eat it with gravy, but you know what's very common with biscuits is to make a breakfast sandwich out of the biscuit. Okay, so you have a biscuit. We're gonna 4 minutes left, guys, and you're gonna see what biscuits look like. Let me check on them. Just peek. All right, they're not done yet. let's wait a couple minutes and we'll see how they turn out. But basically, if you go to a restaurant or a coffee shop, you might, let's say you go for breakfast, like to Tim Hortons here in Canada. There's a famous coffee shop / restaurant called Tim Hortons. You know what slash means? Okay, if something has two like purposes or if something is like two things and you want to say both words, you can say the word slash. So I said Tim Hortons is a coffee shop / restaurant. Okay, here in Canada anyway, and some other countries actually. I think there are some Tim Hortons locations in the US and also India now, and I think some other countries as well. So if you go to Tim Hortons and you want to order a breakfast sandwich, okay, I think they have two varieties of breakfast sandwiches. One is a bacon and egg breakfast sandwich. The other is a sausage and egg breakfast sandwich, I think. I think those are the two options. So let's say you go to Tim Hortons and you say, I would like to order a bacon and egg breakfast sandwich. What are they going to say? They're going to ask you, would you like it on an English muffin or a home-style biscuit? Okay? I guarantee you, if you live in Canada, try it. Go to Tim Hortons and order a bacon and egg breakfast sandwich. And they're going to ask you, would you like it on an English muffin or a home-style biscuit? Okay, what's the difference? Well, it's just, what is the bread part of the sandwich? In the middle, it's going to be bacon and eggs. Maybe one or two eggs, maybe one or two strips of bacon. From my memory, like a muffin is not as dry as a biscuit. Now at Tim Hortons they call them home style biscuits. Okay, what does home style mean? Well, it means like the word country. Country kind of has this idea of being home style, old fashioned type of thing, right? If you go to McDonald's also has a breakfast sandwich, and it's called the Egg McMuffin. Okay, the Egg McMuffin. So, McDonald's is the bread part is called the muffin. And I know that a muffin is not as dry and flaky as a biscuit. Okay, so if you go to a restaurant, any breakfast type of a restaurant, I think they'll probably have. Oh, there it is, guys. Should we peek? Oh, I don't know if they're done yet. They're not looking quite done. Let me just leave it for. Well, I'll turn it off. Let's leave it for another couple minutes. Remember, it said 8 to 11 minutes. Let's leave it for another 1 or 2 minutes. All right, so if you go to any like breakfast type of restaurant, they're probably going to have some options. Probably English muffins, or maybe scones are also a very similar idea as well. A scone, it's kind of a bit of a dry, kind of a thing, maybe like that big or something like that. Yeah, there are some similar kind of things, but these are called biscuits, guys. And so I would suggest going to a restaurant, ordering a biscuit, and just taste it, see what it's like. Or go to your grocery store and just get something like this. I don't know, there might be different brands. I know this one makes a lot of these kind of things. You just go to the cooled part, kind of near the vegetables, I would say, or I don't know. They're somewhere. You'll find them somewhere. And you just take one, buy it, and do what I just did. So you'll see what they taste like. They're pretty dry. I love them. I love biscuits. Okay, so this is what the word biscuit means in Canada and the US. These are not biscuits here, guys. These are cookies. Okay, now many languages have their own word which is similar to biscuit. Like maybe it is even biscuit, because if you look at the bottom of this, oops, try not to bump my microphone. Look at the bottom of this. It has the French. It has the French word, and the word there is biscuit. Biscuits. So maybe in your language, you also have the word biscuits or biscottes or something like that, right? And so this is why this is such a confusing word, because when you hear the word biscuit, you think of this, but that is the wrong idea. It's a totally different idea. Biscuits in Canada and the US are what we're going to eat right now. I'm probably done, guys. I'll just sort of use these little things to take them out of the oven. All right, so yeah, and there it is, guys. There we go. There are our biscuits. Okay, beauty. Look at that, guys. They're let's just let them cool off for a second. I'll just put this down here so that when we eat them, it won't burn my kitchen counter. So there it is. It's just the simple idea, okay, that the biscuits, these don't have sugar. I mean, they might have sugar. You know, a lot of salty foods have sugar. So these are, yeah, I can see here. Sugar is one of the ingredients. So these do have sugar, but they're not sweet. Okay, it's more of a salty kind of a food. They're more salty than sweet. And that's the idea. They're kind of like crumbly, flaky, salty. You can eat them with food, like with gravy, as like a main meal. You could make biscuits and gravy for supper. Maybe some kind of a mushroom gravy or something to put on them. So don't think of these as like a dessert, but you could make it into a dessert. We're going to do that right now. Okay? So we're going to grab it's kind of hot. You know what, guys? They're kind of stuck to the... Actually, you know, and I was going to mention something here. It says, if you look at the instructions, okay, it says bake them on an ungreased cookie sheet. Okay, what does that mean? An ungreased cookie sheet. That means the cookie sheet has no oil or butter on it, right? So grease is another word for oil. So you know, very often when you're cooking, like if you're baking a cake or cookies or something, the recipe will say it will tell you to grease the pan. Okay, so what that means is you take some butter, some margarine or something like that, and or some oil, and you kind of you grease it. You put it on the pan. That's called grease. That's called greasing a pan. Well, these instructions said to put it on an ungreased cookie sheet. So that's why this was just plain. I didn't put any oil or butter on the cookie sheet, right? All of these are kind of stuck, a little bit stuck on. So I don't know. Let me get I'll get this guy right here. Well, okay, look at this. Okay. Right there, is a biscuit. All right. So let me cut it open so you can see. Now, most of the time, biscuits are cut in half. They're cut open like this, like to make a sandwich. Okay, like at Tim Hortons, if you go, or any restaurant, if you order a breakfast sandwich, it's going to be cut open, and they're going to put the egg and the bacon or sausage on, and maybe cheese, maybe some lettuce or tomato or whatever. They're going to put that on this. Or if you eat, biscuits and gravy, for example, I mean, you'll probably cut it and maybe put butter and maybe some gravy or something. So most people don't just eat biscuits like that. You cut it first, and you can see here, guys, it's kind of crumbly. Look at that. It's a little bit. You can see how kind of crumbly it is. It's flaky and crumbly. Whoops. Well, that's great. It's salty. Okay? You want to just taste just some raw, just a plain biscuit. There it is, guys. Plain. You could eat them plain as well. Most people don't just eat plain biscuits. But, so let's get a, we don't need a plate, guys. We'll use this as our plate. Okay? Let me get another one. And, there it is right there. We're going to cut it in half, just like with our other one. And we're going to butter. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? There it is. There's the bottom. There's the top. We're just going to butter our first biscuit. Like that. Well, this isn't butter. This is margarine. Look at that. Margarine. I don't know. Some people call margarine butter. Whatever. Now, what I love, my favorite, I don't know why I love this so much. It's with butter and honey. Okay, so I've got a big tub of honey. This is called a tub. Right? Any kind of a big container, a plastic container like this. Call it a tub. So I've got a tub of honey. So we're gonna just put honey. I don't know why I love kind of the dry, flaky texture of the biscuit with the honey, the butter and honey. I don't know, guys. I just love it so much. I don't like it that much with peanut butter and honey. Just butter, just plain butter or margarine and honey. Now look at that, guys. There it is. Just simple. It's so simple. This is such a simple food. Even to make them from scratch is simple. Remember, from scratch is when you have all the ingredients and you make it yourself. We didn't make it from scratch because I'm lazy. So there it is, guys. A biscuit with butter and honey. What do you think? Take a bite. That's so good. It's so simple. I love simple foods. In my cooking series, all my recipes are simple. We just make simple things. I love that. It's great. Now, we're going to make another one with raspberry jam. Right? So, sugars is the first ingredient of this raspberry jam. Guys, the first ingredient is sugar. It's not even raspberries. You'd think in Canada here, I don't know if in every country, but when you read the list of ingredients on a product, the ingredients have to be listed by the order of like what is the what is the highest amount? So you can see here on this list, sugar is the top ingredient, even more than raspberries. But if raspberries would be the highest quantity of substance in here, then raspberries would be listed first. Okay, so it's not raspberries, it's sugar. And then raspberries is second. And then water, and then pectin and citric acid. That's it. Okay, so we're going to put some raspberry jam on our other half here. I also love biscuits and jam. It's just so good, guys. So anyway, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Have a bite of biscuits and jam. That's heavenly. If you love something, if a food tastes good, you can say it's heavenly, or it's a taste of heaven. It's a taste of heaven. Man, that's great. Guys, there it is. Just a simple cooking video. Hope you learned a little bit of vocabulary. You know, here in Canada, what I've noticed is that immigrants who come from other countries, like India or even England, almost everybody calls these biscuits. But in Canada and the US, these are not biscuits. These are biscuits, guys. Don't make me chuck a biscuit at your head to make you remember this. Just remember, these are biscuits. So, if you come to Canada and the US, remember to call these cookies. Just use the word cookie. Hey, would you like a cookie? If you use the word biscuit, it's probably a breakfast item. Okay? Most people, like in my experience, the word biscuit here in Canada and the US, it's probably a breakfast. It'll be part of a breakfast sandwich, or it will be served for maybe supper. Probably supper, which in the US a lot of people call it dinner. Even here in Canada, a lot of people say dinner. I like to say supper. Okay, so breakfast, lunch, supper. I say that. So, yeah, for supper, you might eat these with gravy, or just maybe plain with some meat, vegetables, mashed potatoes, maybe. I don't know. Just go to some restaurants maybe and order some food. See if you can find biscuits on the menu. They might have biscuits, depending on what kind of restaurant it is. If it's kind of if it's a country restaurant, it might be like, you might see a restaurant called like Country Kitchen or something like that, right? If that's the name of the restaurant, Country Kitchen, it's going to have food like biscuits, gravy, mashed potatoes, steak, probably, pie, kind of your traditional foods. Yeah. They might have food like pizza, but they're going to have more traditional foods like soups, maybe stew, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I haven't been to very many restaurants like this, but you'll find them, especially in small towns across the US and Canada. You'll find restaurants like this. You'll see food like this. So let me know, do you have these in your country? In your culture? Do you eat something like this? Or is this totally new for you? It's probably new for you. Like, I've been to India, or I've been to a lot of countries actually. China, I've been to Thailand, I've been to all over the place. I've never eaten this type of thing over there. It's pretty dry. Like I said, it's dry and flaky. Like in China, they have steam buns, which kind of are maybe a similar size, but they're a totally different. They're a different idea. A steam bun. Steam buns. Have you ever had steam buns? I actually I ate a lot of steam buns when I was in China. But this is just a totally different type of food that I think is new for many people in the world. So that's, I just wanted to teach you this because this is a pretty important word, right? If you think these are biscuits, you might encounter some confusion. So just remember, guys, when you come to Canada here and you're talking to Canadians or Americans, these are cookies and these are biscuits. All right? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you're doing great. Let me know what you think of these biscuits down in the comments. Love you very much. Guys, wish you could eat these with me in real life. I've got another 8. I got 8 more biscuits that I gotta eat by myself. I'm gonna get too fat. Anyway. Well, guys, as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of English Cooking. Take care.